What is going on, everyone? My name is Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Hades. His name is Ulysses. His opponent today in the red color playing as Set. His name is Joe. It's currently 3-3 for the finals of the competitive Mega Random $1,000 tournament. An absolutely insane 2 months and an absolutely insane series thus far. It's 3-3, which now makes it effectively a best of 3 remainder in this series. Both of these players are going to be exhausted. Every single game has gone over 20 minutes. I think maybe one of the first games went for just slightly less, but an insane amount of time currently being played for Age of Mythology standards thus far, and the longevity going to be starting to come in here as we're going to see what happens in this game. We've got ourselves a Set versus Hades matchup on a water map, and I love this water map because it's kind of reminiscent of Anatolia in a way, except that going straight water and trying to defend is not that possible because your opponent can push through with land units and attack both sides very, very easily. So defending is quite difficult here. As you see, another house coming up, the walrus getting converted, and we do see a dock down for Ulysses on this side. Take a quick look at the map. We do have a potential for wood being here, water being here, or nothing being here on these sides of the map. And we see the wood being here, so it does kind of corner off the map just a little bit, makes it a little bit more defensive, but no extra side fish on this map. So a spicy one. It's going to be what looks to be 9 fish a piece here, and we do see Joe opting to go to the bottom side of the map as well, as I'm not sure what Ulysses is doing here, but he hasn't. Wait, did he get hunting dogs? Oops. Oops. Oopsie daisies. Cheeky hunting dogs getting grabbed by Ulysses. It's not what you want. There's a big, like, I can, actually, I don't think I can see it because I've got the observer commands going on. But if you guys don't know on competitive Mega Random, the map tells you if there's fish or not. So there's no excuse to not see that, apart from the fact that they've just played 6 games. So I can give Ulysses, all right, Ulysses, it's all right. We all make mistakes. It's fine. All right, whatever. Okay, onwards and upwards. So this means that Joe might actually be able to get himself 12 fish here, and Ulysses is going to be a little bit sad where that's concerned. He's going to throw a dock up on both sides. Grabbing hunting dogs isn't the end of the world, but it does mean he needs to grab gold here very soon. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to afford a temple, and his advance time is going to be awfully slow here. And this is like everything that Joe's going to want is a slow advance time from a Hades player so that he can get his boom going and live the dream. As he's got 6 fish over here, is he going to keep building fishing ships? Seems not. And he is going to grab one more spot away from Ulysses being spicy here, sending his fish forward. Will notice the other fishing spots here. He's going to grab those, and at least he's going to have his 6 and maybe going to grab these 3 over here as well. We'll see if Joe goes for them at any point. He does have a fishing ship back here. He's kind of sitting idly. Actually, no, he doesn't. It's kind of bugged. Not bugged. There's just no room to drop the fish off here, and it doesn't go idle. So feels a little bit bad, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, game continuing. We see the villagers moving over onto that hunt. Now, all that being said, hunting dogs is a technology you do want to get on this map. It's just you want to get it later, not earlier. Because there's plenty of food on the map, plenty of hunt on the map, and the fish is not sufficient to get you enough food like it normally would be. As we see more animals getting converted here, Joe's upping through tar a little bit late, but it is what it is. So a 2 dock advance time for Set going 4:30 is possible with 9 fishing ships, but Joe's got 12, so the 5-minute advance time makes a little bit more sense. As we see another dock coming down here, obviously spamming docks is a good idea in order to hold your fishing locations. One idea that is pretty brutally strong here is to get a whole bunch of gold and then shifting sands onto this dock, take this dock down, build this town center on the front as an idea. But we'll see if Joe's going to go for that or not. As the game continues along here, villagers pushing over onto the wood now. Athena coming through for Ulysses. He's going everything onto wood. Might be going for a town center. Might be going to just try and hold the water. He's going to be under a lot of pressure though if Joe decides to go for any sort of pressure here. As we do see the animals coming forward for Joe. He can also bring those forward to take out this dock as well. As we're going to see exactly that coming through. Cabinets coming through for Joe. No early purse scene for Joe either. Just opting to go for the cabinets and trying to take down this dock over on this position. Not really all too much going on. One cabinet is going to be coming out. Joe does have to be careful not to lose his cabinet here, as Ulysses is going to do everything in his power to find some sort of an advantage here in this game. Joe getting himself purse scene. I would love to see shaft mine here. Early shaft mine is something I hyper recommend for Egyptian players on water. If you want to play a defensive style on Midgard and Anatolia on those defensive water maps, I would recommend learning how to get 18 fishing ships, 6 docks, and an early shaft mine and purse scene out to defend against pretty much everything that anyone ever does in this game. Hades settlements coming through now for Ulysses, so he's getting his second town center. It looks to me like Joe's going for a fast heroic off of one town center here, as he's going to claim this this dock for himself, as his animals, while they do have a 50% reduction in damage versus buildings, they're still going to be able to take this down eventually here, as Ulysses is going to be building some triremes on the top side of the map. And that's how it goes. So this town center is just about up for Ulysses, and Joe's gonna have to figure out where to next. So with having all of the fish, if he can get all of the fish with this pressure, can have 18 fishing ships, and he can go for like a one town center fast mythic behind all of this, which is going to be very, very strong. We are going to be seeing a handful of units now coming through for Ulysses to defend this one, as some trireme are starting to get built. And we do see a cheeky shifting sands into the base here, as the Pharaoh is in, going to take down the Minotaur. The village is going to try and take down these heroes pretty easily. One villager goes down, but one Minotaur, one Ajax, and Chiron getting finished off, as Joe says, "Not today, Sonny Jim. I am not going to allow you to do what you want to do here," as some trireme do pop out of here. Immediately the dock gets garrisoned. Those fishing ships jumping in there, as the double dock's going to get some good damage done. The Wadjet can help take down these trireme as well. It does 16 damage a shot, which is no small amount of damage, that's for sure. As that does go down, and the dock is going to continue to be getting taken advantage of over there, as Ulysses pulling back 5 cabinets out versus 5 trireme in a close quarters underneath 2 docks. That will go the wayside of the cabinets there, funnily enough. As another trireme popping out here, but still it looks like the dock is getting closer and closer to falling here, as Joe just about to click up to the next age. He does have his armor, he's got the resources, you just have to realize it, as he will be... Whoop. He thought about Sekhmet for a second there, but it was just a cheeky misclick. And we're going through Nephthys. And then where to after that is the big question, as the trireme for Ulysses do manage to push through onto this position. More cabinets are getting produced, but we've got 7 trireme. Now, Joe could garrison cabinets here. He will be getting a Leviathan in to help out in the near future, as well as being able to make some siege ships, while Ulysses is going to be hard stuck in this classical age for quite some time. But it looks like Joe's going to be grabbing this town center, and he also has to be careful about this town center, because it is in range of water, and so too is this town center. So the middle water is kind of vitally important here in this game. So we'll see how it's all going to go, As the dock over here, 255 HP remaining, but still alive nonetheless. Joe gets his town center up, and he's going to be able to continue with a Migdol stronghold fairly soon after. If I was Joe, I'd be moving these villages very far forward, maybe even onto this location, trying to put as much pressure onto my opponent as I possibly can. Maybe even putting a Migdol over here wouldn't go astray, because you can push off these fishing ships if you can get it up, and feel good about yourself here as... oh no, the Leviathan's on this side, so he can use that to kill off this dock here if he wants. Kind of got confused there a little bit as the Wadjet pushing in. There is a Hippocon over here, and Joe is out of range just a little bit as the Hippocon just going to hang back here for a little bit, but it looks like Ulysses is... Ulysses sees that just barely there as he comes in. He's going to be attacking the Pharaoh. As the Pharaoh going to get back to repairing this one or building this one up, and Ulysses is going to be a little bit scared about what's going to be coming his way right now. Joe's got the forward Migdol, he's got Ancestors, he's got the war barges out cleaning up that dock there, the Leviathan coming in to clean this dock up, the villagers moving forward for Ulysses to grab the town center over here, but losing all of this is going to be a big deal. We do see Ancestors getting dropped over here. There are 8 villages here. If they all get picked off, that's a big win for Joe. That does mean that any timing that he wants to hit here is going to be a little bit weak as the unit's trying to push forward. Joe probably shouldn't go for this gold mine. Should go for this one. He's going to throw down a barracks as well. Maybe get some spearmen out. Go for chariot archer spearmen. Cavalry spearmen is another option here, which is kind of underutilized as the villagers will retreat back. The town center gets denied. I feel like maybe this was an overkill from Joe just a little bit to cast Ancestors there. Maybe just sending a Scorpion Man or 2 over there. Could have been a way to stop that, or maybe waiting for the town center to be a little bit more complete before casting Ancestors. But the Spearmen starting to come forward. Ulysses 94 population. Joe's 102 population. The water is controlled right now for Joe, which is really, really huge because it means he controls 2 town centers. That being said, Ulysses can underworld up here and grab this one because he is Hades. So it's not the be-all and end-all for Ulysses in this game. So Joe does have to be worried about that in the coming future here. But right now, Joe's trying to put pressure onto his opponent. He's got a lot of population on the water now. He has dealt with it nicely, though. Ulysses trying to push back in. More siege towers coming in here. We see a barracks coming down up to the top side of the map. Medium spearmen wanting to come through right now. Joe does not have the population here to really fight this one off, but he does have his Migdol stronghold shooting away. There is a restoration here for Ulysses. But imagine Ancestors right now would be a much, much better position to be using this one, as Joe going to have to retreat back as the Migdol trying to hold on as best as it possibly can here. And Joe's going to do everything he can to stay alive in this game. Hunting dogs now coming through for Joe, as well as he wants to be eating his deer and eating his animals of set potentially in the coming future. As you do see villagers coming over here for Ulysses, being the map that we have here. There is gold all over this map. If you want to get gold control, you have to go for it. And we do see a restoration getting dropped here. Joe can retreat, and he should retreat, but there's not really a whole lot of advantage for Ulysses here as he's pushing forward. We'll see if Joe can hold here. It seems like with the barracks on the front and the Migdol on the front, more barracks coming through, even a war barge helping out here just a little bit. It's going to be enough for Joe to hold on for just a little bit longer. But this trading that's going on for Ulysses is very, very good. Joe does decide to retreat just a little bit as Ulysses' army is a touch too strong for him at this point. But the Migdol here going to be able to take down units very fast in the back to help Joe out as he's trying to defend this position. The Scorpion Man does get taken down as Ajax does fall, but Joe has to pull back even more now, as it looks like Ulysses' economy is just a little bit too strong. Joe does have 15 fishing ships. Does he have Sultan 4 yet? Yes, he has Sultan 4, so those fishing ships are worth a lot. So he's technically in front in terms of villager count by about 5, but that's not going to matter all too much. Just the Just the army quality that Ulysses has here is absolutely gigantic. As the units push back, doing all the good stuff. Migdol Stronghold coming up for Joe here as well, as the cavalry pushing in to try and take down these chariot archers. The spearmen coming in to deal with these Hippocon, and the army will be retreating away. There's more spearmen coming out for Joe. It would be interesting to see the kill loss here as this game is continuing along. Right now we've got barracks coming down to the top corner for Joe. Joe here doesn't have a market up. Well, he does have a market up, but he's not going to be able to advance anytime soon here as Ulysses is still motoring ahead. A second Migdol on this position going to be a big help. We are seeing this town center coming up, which I think it's going to... I mean, Joe should be able to abuse the fact he's got the water there, but we'll see how it's all going to go as the chariot archers rolling forward here. The spearmen moving forward as well to try and hit these villages on this gold mine. Ulysses being very aggressive to be here. Now, there is a very, very weak point to come for Ulysses in that he's only got 4,000 gold left here. Aphrodite is on the way, but if Joe can just hold this position, wall this off, throw a Migdol up or something behind the wall, then Ulysses has to fight for this gold mine, and that's going to be a tough one for him. But he does have Aphrodite coming in. Joe's grabbed his third town center himself in the back. Going to be grabbing this gold mine, grabbing these walrus as well. And the game is going to motor ahead. Are we seeing some early siege ships coming out for Joe? Not just yet. I thought that if he'd the reason he grabbed that was for the siege ships, or why he fought so hard for it. It's for the siege ships. As Joe is going to be retreating back here. Horus, the god of choice. There is no upgrades on the town centers, so the tornado might be able to kill off a town center immediately here, unless we see some sort of like fortified town centers, masons coming through for Ulysses. Shadoof coming through. We see the immediate curse getting dropped down. Joe has to pull back. All of his units are getting built back immediately here, though, as he's got plenty of resources in the bank. We still don't see any sort of siege ships getting built here for Joe. One way to counter this is obviously a fortress here straight away, or some towers on the shore would go a long way here. As the chariot archer is going to be turn around, take these medium Hippocon down as best as they can. Copper weapons going to be coming through. Plow coming through. Heavy spearmen as well for Joe. 26 favor is all Joe has in the bank right now, so not quite enough to get all of those upgrades that he needs. And meanwhile, Ulysses going through Hephaestus, so Joe is definitely on a timer here in this game as the Nemean Lion pushing through. And while we got two Migdols here to fight back, it's still a tough one here for Joe to hang on as more buildings up on this location. We see siege works coming through. Still no. We are starting to see some Joe war barges coming through here as the villagers getting targeted down. A tornado on this position into some Oxy war barges would be enough to keep this down for a very, very long time. But the dock does end up coming up for Ulysses as this cabinet was not enough to stop this. But right now, units getting pushed back. Gold mine here. 2,300 gold remaining. As we do see... What was that, god power? Oh, we see the sentinels getting cast. Where did he cast it? On this location. Sentinels getting cast over here. And there's the Mythic Age through for Joe, as he's going to be casting what looks to be tornado on this town center. That's the town center where the... I was going to say that's the town center where the Hephaestus is coming through, so that would have been a really good idea, but Joe misclicks. That's absolute nightmare for Joe. Absolute nightmare. We'll see if it's going to matter or not. As Hephaestus just about hit heavy archers coming through, and Ulysses pushing in. Naval auxiliaries coming through for Joe. He's got himself 2,000 foot in the back. The Avenger coming in here as well. Can definitely use that one in this fight, as the war barge going to take down this dock. But we've got Pentaconters getting trained into this dock very, very quickly as they all drop out to take down these war barges. We see the fishing ships getting garrisoned in onto this position. The catapult coming through here as well. We've got ourselves rhinoceros of set, hippos of set coming in onto this position, as well as the pharaoh here could be helping out some more. Ulysses on the back foot on this position for the time being here, at only 137, 160 population, but the Pentaconters coming in to defend over here. We see some cabinets queued up. They won't have any real upgrades on them. We see the Avenger coming through over here. This gold mine, 1,300 gold remaining. This Avenger can definitely get something done over here as champion spearmen coming through for Joe as well. We see the classic box on the trees here for the catapults coming through as the village is going to drop this down as fast as they possibly can. The ferry here going to try and take down this Colossus, but not going to be able to do any damage actually to said Colossus, as it's going to continue to just eat this gold mine. As the chariot archers trying to do as much damage as they possibly can. The spearmen getting taken down. The walls just about up. The gate here can get converted, as this catapult could be saved here, but Joe not paying attention at this point. We do see that the cabinets have been trained over here. The war barges are able to take this dock down very, very quickly now. They do have Oxy war barge, so they've got 8 crush damage. Going to be going after this town center right away as the catapult does go down, but the walls are up. More units streaming in here. We've got Ulysses at 147, 160 population as Joe's pressure is mounting. These 2 Oxy barges going to be taking down this town center very, very quickly. No attempt to defend over here just yet. We do see the Pentaconters coming through here, but we do already have 3 cabinets in. Another dock going to be trying to get thrown up on this position. The cabinet's able to protect this location nicely as the catapult does go down. Joe's going to be retreating now with his spearmen here, as the Hippocon still coming through. Very, very unupgraded units here for Ulysses, as this game is continuing. No armory upgrades thus far for Ulysses. As this Hephaestus timing is very, very slow here, as the town center on this position does drop. Joe's going to be building some spearmen over here to take down these villages. We do see the Pentaconda coming through here as well. Joe's got a handful of villages here he could send forward to build a migdol or towers over here as well, if he so chooses. Do we see any dock attempt over here to try and do the same thing to Joe? Not just yet. The spearmen getting good damage done over here. We've got the priests out. Do they have funeral rites or not? Yes, they do. So this Colossus here, while it does now have Silver Colossus, is still going to get taken down fairly fast, but the gold mine is getting eaten up, and now the gold mine is exhausted for Ulysses. He has to move forward onto this gold mine. It's the only one he has left. The catapult does pop out, going to be dropping through this gate. Joe pulling back just a little bit here as his units coming through onto this position. We see a fortress up on this position to try and hold onto this town center for just a little bit, as the catapult going to be taking down this town center. We see Divine Blood on the way as well for Joe, as he's trying to take this town center down, but now we've got the Silver Colossus coming through to bash down this very weak wooden wall. He says, "Whoa, wooden wall, you've got nothing to me." But now we've got a handful of priests in onto this here, going to take down this Colossus pretty quickly, but the wall will end up falling, and this catapult is going to get put to rest. Meanwhile, the spearmen taking down these units nice. We've got 16 donkey caravans already for Ulysses, so he's kind of got enough gold income nonetheless here. Spear on the horizon coming through for Joe as well. The catapult just about to get cleaned up here, as Joe's not able to get that town center down like he would have liked. Meanwhile, these archer ships here probably don't need, well, he doesn't need to have this many anymore. He could probably just leave it with 1 war barge to keep this town center from going up. We see Ulysses trying to get this dock back up yet again. The spearmen do notice it, but they're going to be too slow there, as that dock is potentially going to come back up. Ulysses trying his darndest to fight his way back into this game, as Joe is... Well, I mean, right now Joe's struggling because he's actually just run out of food, it would seem. His farm's not really existing. Actually, he's got a couple of boars left in his base, but Joe needs to make farms here in order to support all this, his food production. He's actually spent all of it thus far, as the ships coming back over onto this position to take down this other dock, as more Pentaconta coming through. Kepnets here, and the war barge is going to be enough here, as the dock does end up going down. Ulysses not going to be able to prevent that anytime soon. We see stone walls has come through here as the village is going to attempt to repair this one back up. Is this fortified town center going to be going down pretty quickly here? The village is repairing this one back up. How much population for Joe? He's got full population. He's still trying to push through. He's got champion units here. Joe's got 1,200 gold in the bank, and he's not pushed through with the his classic towers that he would normally do in this game. He definitely needs to be thinking about that. Shoulder of Talos coming through this catapult would be a big help here in this game, as the stone wall here still getting taken down fairly quickly. Some spearmen going to be coming in to try and take out these Hippocon here as the wall does end up going down. These catapults are going to be able to get taken down very quickly next, as Joe still struggling to kind of finish Ulysses off. He still has the population advantage. He's taking down villages on the front over here. The catapult all getting taken down. These Hippocon do their job very nicely. Coinage coming through for Joe. Joe still needs to throw up farms here. He's still on these boar over on this location. No farms anywhere else. He does have Pentacon is now going after the fishing ships of Joe as well, which are going to be a big help. Not only that, now Ulysses can make himself out his own, what are they called? Oxy juggernauts or whatever they are, the siege ships of Greek. So they're going to be able to take down this town center as well. Having control of this water is a big deal here. So we'll see what Joe's got in store for him as we see the siege towers trying to push in and take down this fortress over here. The spearmen going to be turning around to take down the villages as the siege towers are going to be retreating away. They do not have draft horses, but they are moving relatively quick here as Joe continues to push forward. He's trying to rebuild these walls yet again. These villagers can walk straight through this forest here in order to throw these walls up, and then the catapult that are getting built going to be moving in here. We see the town center is back up to 3,000 HP as this Colossus here is going to be tanking a ton of damage through this fight here. He's got 1,500 HP. There's only 2 priests here, which basically tickle the Colossus as those siege towers still trying to move in and take this fortress down. The spearmen getting some good damage onto the economy here. But we'll see how this is going to go. Do we see any attempt here from Ulysses? Not just yet. Doc's getting taken out. Joe now pushing back into this position, getting a Migdol stronghold up this time as he does manage to get his catapult in here. Another wall coming up over here as well as Ulysses is yet again under the pump as the Colossus is going to come through. Going to break down this stone wall very fast here. He's still crashing into this army here. How are the armory upgrades looking? Nearly getting those ones through. He's got same suit for Joe, but Joe's doing his best job here to not spend his resources on armory upgrades as this town center is going down very slowly here. Joe could definitely use some Avengers in this point as well. The Colossus does pull this down. The Hippocon do get in onto this position, and the town center yet again manages to stay alive. But now the top side of the map, Joe has managed to push through, has managed to take out the temple, the fortress here, going after the temple next. The spearmen still coming through here. Will we see some villagers making their way forward here for Joe? Not just yet, but we do see naval auxiliaries coming through for Ulysses in an attempt to take out this town center, which is going to be absolutely huge here, as Joe's no longer got any docks on this position, so it's going to be a hard one for him to hold on as the siege towers do start making their eye on this marker. That's going to be a big ticket attack here for Joe to stop the gold income of Ulysses, whose villages are very hot on pursuit. We'll be able to take out this siege tower before the market goes down, it would seem here, as the siege tower is going to be moving around. Market's got 234 HP remaining. The village is still trying to do everything they can, but the Colossus mass is on the way, and now we've got the Oxy Juggernaut taking down Joe's town center, and Joe's got no response to this. No gold currently in the bank. His trade route is only at 9 camel caravans. While it is decent, he's not trying to build the camel caravans, as he is consistently just trying to hold on here. He's got a little bit of gold left in his main base, 32 gold. He's got about 1,900 gold left over there, and that is it. The market here, 234 HP remaining. The spearman still trying to take out these villages as best as he can. Ulysses here holding on mightily fine here as the town center is still not being paid attention to, and Ulysses just might be pulling away with this game if he can get this town center down. He equalizes, and not only that, with the gold Colossus, there's kind of no answer to them here, as the two catapults in this town center are going to be, not town center, in siege works are going to be relatively useless here. As the siege tower now moving back over here, we'll be able to take down this this market. So it all does come down to this: is can Ulysses continue to push even after taking this town center down, as he doesn't have any gold income for a hot second here with that town center going down. No gold income. Temple over here will be going down. The village is going to be getting targeted down as well, as the Colossus over here getting cleaned up. These catapult here going to be moving forward. The town center does end up coming down as Joe, too tired or something, doesn't notice the Oxy Juggernaut at all there. Drops down to 2 town centers. As now what? Joe's at 156 of 140 population. Lots of resources in the bank. Both players 2 town centers here. Joe might be able to grab this town center back fairly easily though, so he should be doing that one there, as he's got 9 villagers on the front ready to do that, taking down more units. We see the market going to be attempting to get thrown back up here for Ulysses. The current trade route is doing nothing, but now it's going back to the home town center here. We see the town center coming up here for Joe. A dock getting thrown up over here as well, as the catapult getting pushed back, and Joe slowly but surely he's starting to throw the towers down. This is the Joe we know. This is the Joe we know and love here, as these Toxotes doing everything that they possibly can. Now we see champion archers coming through for Ulysses. His economy is still very, very nice here. Joe 140 population. We see some units pushing in over here. We do have a handful of spearmen already in here to defend, and this town center is shooting up very, very fast. We got wood villages in the middle, maybe looking to do something else. We see the dock is up, so will we see some Pentaconters coming through here in the near future? The spearmen look like they are going to be enough to defend this slight harass here. The villagers over here in the corner for Ulysses get the better market as well, but Ulysses is fine here. His gold income can support his 140 population fairly nicely here, as the catapults roaming forward for Joe, trying to take down these this temple on the front, and the towers coming in. Grabbing this town center in the near future would be very nice for Joe. He's starting his trade route, 11 camel caravans. This gold mine's got 900 gold left in it. There's no other gold villages here for Joe, as his gold is somehow, some way, still sitting fairly nicely here in this game. And these docks now coming up, more docks coming in for Joe. Do we see any ramming galleys? Not just yet. The spearman coming in, going to try and take this plenty of ult away from Ulysses nicely for himself. Just a hot second there, but not going to be that much of a help here, as the units are still pushing in here. The towers coming down. The chariot archers taking these villages out nicely here, as the tower goes up, and it will naturally fall very, very fast here as well. As the watchtower is up, he's got crenellations, no guard towers, but it is coming through. Iron mail on the way for Ulysses, as his armor upgrades are starting to look very scary. With these Hippocon are not going to be able to cut it underneath guard tower crenellation towers here. And we'll see, can this town center be grabbed anytime soon is the big question. As ramming galleys come through, we'll be taking out these Oxy Juggernauts very, very easily here, as more docks getting thrown down by Joe all around here. You can now start thinking about this town center. He's got his farm set up nicely here. I mean, I would say nicely, but he's got not that many. Now we've got a Colossus coming up onto this top town center, while Joe is still pushing on to this back town center of Ulysses. Will Joe notice this? He didn't notice the other ones. He didn't notice the one Oxy Juggernaut here, so will he notice the one Colossus is the big question, as more units pushing in over here, as Ulysses wants to put a stop to this main town center as well with these pesky little raids. Walls now coming up over here for Joe, as his catapult are looking more and more safe underneath guard tower fire, walls, and everything else. The town center is going down very, very fast, as Ulysses' gold income is very low here. He's not even able to support his 140 population consistently here, as the Town center getting repaired back up. We see some priests getting out here, but one priest is, the priest is unfortunately going after the Hades Shade here. One priest is going to take a long time to take this gold Colossus down, and this town center is going to be getting taken down very fast. Meanwhile, we see Joe going to be going after this town center, and in that moment, Ulysses finally taps out for what probably should have been a 20-minute game here, turning into a 30-minute game with Joe misclicking his tornado. An incredibly strong showing by Ulysses, almost managing to bring it back here, even after losing both sides of the water, where both the town centers were in range of both sides of those water. He almost managed to bring it back, but just not able to cut it here, as the trade getting shut down really slowed him down, and that was kind of it. Thank you so much for the tier 1 shrub. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for your support. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.